That's the most ridiculous thing. It's
Okay.
all right. Well, at this point, right? There's no real way to fucking, what are we gonna do? Build it up? Listen, GameStop is a bunch of scumfuck assholes, and they more or less were okay with the idea of their workers going in and continue to spread and possibly continuing to spread, if not becoming a hotspot for COVID-19. And
Hey,
every part of this story has been a stomach churning nightmare of we don't care about your health and your loved one's health in the
of course
wake
not.
of us losing money.
Yo,
And
Animal Crossing sales, though, man.
so this is all just like, you know, um, it's shit that you expect, but also don't really like when it comes down to it. I know that you can just go, yeah, we know what else, right? But it's like, yeah, but here we are in a world where, like, actually, though, we're cool with you, like, getting sick and possibly fucking dying and giving it to other people. We're cool with creating a public health hazard as long as we stay in business. Like that
Yeah.
okay, well, them being cool with that should obviously not go uncontested, right?
No.
It's one thing to just go, yeah, we assume it's all super evil. It's another to be like, and then nothing happens as a result. So, I think that sandbagging the indignation of the situation is kind of like, yeah, okay, that's one way.
Oh.
Okay.
No, 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 no. This is not the sandbagging of the indignation. Trust, I have plenty of indignation. It's more like, how do I put that? Of course they don't care if they kill. They don't give a shit about anything. It's the nature of a company with stocks and yada yada. However, uh, do not think that I was not filled with glee when I saw that Pennsylvania took the first step. Good
Yeah.
job, state of Pennsylvania.
So if we want to
by
create
saying-
a timeline for everybody, if we want to create a timeline, right? And I mean, we can go back as far as needed, but we can start the timeline at Reggie joins the company.
Yeah.
Reggie joins the company. Global pandemic hits. Shit's bad. The first news I heard about GameStop when everything was closing was that they were the first thing that we got from them was they announced that their plans were to split across Thursday and Friday the Animal Crossing and Doom release dates, so that if you had to come in, you'd at least split the crowd so that it would be somehow less effective. Because hey, spreading it to people over the course of 2 days as opposed to one, sure, that's going to help the situation.
Slight improvement, I guess.
So they said, yeah, come in on Thursday to get your Doom and come in on Friday to get your Animal Crossing is what they said. All of this was while things were like deep shutdown and everyone was like, you're announcing this, but it's kind of crazy that you're not closing. But here we are.
There was a great thread on Reddit where a guy who worked at GameStop provided a bunch of details about how they're like, don't worry, everybody, the employees are cleaning the stores, and the employees are like, with what are we cleaning the store?
The second piece of information that we got was when they announced that, hey, if all their store managers, or I guess I forgot the term, but anyway, to all their employees, to all their associates, if the police show up and say, you need to close this store, this mall is shutting down, and or this is a public health hazard due to the pandemic, we have printed you out a piece of paper that you are to read to the officer, explaining to them that GameStop is allowed to stay open as an essential service, and that essential services are allowed to ignore the law here, and that if they have any questions, they should call the corporate branch and then provide the cop with the phone number.
And then the cops went, go to hell.
Everyone went, Okay, you're doing what? All right. The third piece of news that came out was then a few days later, because the thing about these days is that life moves fast and
Mm-hmm.
updates come in quick, and must have been like a day or two later, we saw a leaked conversation that was recorded by one, give credit where credit is due,
I retweeted him, but I don't.
Camelot 331 on YouTube.
He got out of the conference call, right?
Camelot 331 on YouTube got onto a conference call and was able to record the entirety of GameStop's corporate offices explaining to all of their branch managers, and it sounded like Canada because they used the word province a lot, explaining to them essentially why they should keep working and how it was okay to do so despite every other store in the malls being closed, because they were meeting on a day-to-day basis and they were having day-to-day assessments. And hey, I know that you are crying on the phone right now explaining that you're scared about the situation and that you don't want to be in the crossfire of like what is essentially a hot spot for disease, since every other store,
mention a corporate versus police stick measuring contest.
because as every other store in the mall closes and people that are idiots drive in looking for an open store, the only one they see the lights on is GameStop, so they all crowd in. So they're saying a lot of people are gathering in these days due to having nowhere else to go, and it's extra dangerous. People are on the phone fucking terrified, and the corporate managers on the line are just like, well, it's a day-to-day basis, we don't want to put you guys in any bad situations, so that's why we're having day-to-day conversations. And it's like, at no point are you answering what the fuck are we still doing open. When it comes to them asking where are can we get cleaning supplies to make sure that things that, like, whenever we get the chance, we can keep everything safe and sanitized for everybody. And they're like, yeah, those are very hard to get right now. We're working on it. We should maybe see some coming to you guys by next week. But for now, hey, if you want, feel free to go ahead and get your own.
And we'll you can expense.
But otherwise, we're trying our best. But who knows? We'll see if we can get them next week. I said, cool. I'll make sure to tell the fucking virus to hang out for a week before it comes through, and then once we have the supplies, it'll be great.
GameStop, I'll just head down to my local Walmart and pick up a big old jug of hand sanitizer and expense it. I'm sure that won't be.
Shouldn't be too tough. So that call also consisted of people going like, have you seen the fire on your Facebook posts and your social media, as people are wondering why you're staying open? And they're like, yep, we'll get someone to put out some sort of statement. It'll be fine. And then they're like, no. Like, are you actually going to ever start considering people over profit here? And they're like, well, it's a day-to-day conversation.
It's a day-to-day conversation.
It's a half an hour phone call, and it is like the most infuriating shit to listen to, because again, you can literally hear the managers going, what if someone actually gets it in our store? What do we do? Right? And then someone goes, there was someone that's sick and did go home, right? Will they be getting paid leave? And they're like, we know that it's a difficult time, and we'll have to look into it. We'll have to see. I want to kind of say go fuck yourself, but that's not going to play too nicely, so I'll just say we'll look into it, but I don't think that we can expect people to get paid if they choose not to come in. If you remember the phrasing there. If they choose not to work, excuse me. Right? So, cool. You got the virus. You chose not to work. Awesome. Fucking good shit, right? You get them going, hey, what happens if the store shuts down? What happens if someone comes in and has it and the store gets infected, and we confirm that? And they're like, well, you guys can close out the shift, and then we'll send in a crew. We'll clean the store down, and probably close for a day, clean everything off, wipe every surface, and then open again.
It's like, will you?
Cool. Got it. And as you get through all of this, we finally get to a nice part on the call where someone goes, "Hey, by the way, I've been trying to get through to you guys over the last couple of days, and the office answering machine has been going through and says that you guys are just only taking emails. Is anyone there? Or yeah, we're all everyone's working. Everyone's working. We're all we're all here, and we'll be corresponding by emails. Because of the time, it's a little bit like I think correspondence might take a little bit longer. It might be a little bit delayed, but we're all still here, and we're also checking our emails. So you're isolated and working from home then, as you are decreeing that everyone else go out onto the front lines and fucking die.
That's correct.
Cool. So that's what you more or less get, right? I just summarized the phone call for you. Wonderful. Beyond incredible. How are we supposed to deal with the lines that are coming in as we're now busier and people are coming in for those games to get their Doom and their Animal Crossing?
Don't worry, man. It'll be fine.
Well, what you guys can do is you can regulate how people enter the store, of course, but for the mall, you want to talk to your mall manager. You guys want to make sure you're in constant communication with the given mall managers to figure out, how to handle the line situation at every given mall, But can we not have this thing where people all come in? And no, we're gonna day-to-day conversation day-to-day. Today it says we stay open, tomorrow it says we stay open, but we'll who knows, so they're literally just like, yeah, get together, crowd up, do what you got to do. And the whole time you kind of wonder if you have to be looking at this like, is it possible that they're going so hard on this to the point of fighting the police, which is absurd, right? But is it possible that they're like, if we don't get this Animal Doom money, we are done? Like, is it possible that they're on such their last legs? Because we thought they've been dying for years now, but every time we think, they rearrange it, they put a few more Funko Pops in front and pull a few more stickers off of boxes, and then they stay alive. The question now is this desperation the actual death throes of a company? Because I can't imagine fighting this hard against what is very clearly the most negative press you have ever taken on. Ever.
So
nothing they've ever done has been this insane. And the idea that you're still gonna try to maybe stay open. But the money though, right? It's so like, you don't understand how this PR, it's not a PR nightmare, right? It is this is PR extinction. There is no coming back from this. But
no.
But the thinking that you might still be able to, and not seeing the Doom for what it is so utterly insane that I can only think that this is a company that if it doesn't do this thing, if it doesn't gasp for air, then it perishes. Is that a crazy thought?
So the one thing that you did miss in that is that Pennsylvania went hard on it.
Yeah, because that was the phone call.
No, you're going down now. This will close. You no longer have a business license.
Right.
You're done.
Right. So after the phone call, eventually the mayor of PA just went, your business license has been revoked. Go fuck yourselves. And then they put a sticker on the door, and I saw a photo of the sticker that basically says, this is no longer a business. This is shut. This is nothing. And no one is allowed to enter here without the proper authority and covered protection.
Yeah.
So literally, it is straight up like, there is possibility of contamination, on that thing they put on the fucking,
So
governor of
question, PA. I seriously doubt
Maricanos.
the vast majority, if any, of those stores will ever open again.
I hope. Deep within, I hope, and I was praying that action was going to be a trend setter, where it was like, okay, you fucking pieces of dog shit, if you don't want to close, you're no longer a store, right? That would have been lovely. Unfortunately, it seems like it was just Pennsylvania. But either way, guess what? It worked, and at some point, someone woke up and went, hey, this is psychotic. We're going to close, and we're going to like actually offer paid leave to some of our employees.
Oh, hey, not yeah.
Seems like eventually word caught around, although not before many attempts were made to take down and delete references to the call that was mentioned, the leaked call. Attempts to fucking.
They were hitting them with false DMCA claims, I think.
So it really, really is like, mark this down in history, right? Never forget that this garbage ass fucking remnant of a store that continues to exist to offer physical, that's been a problem for such a long time now and has had these issues, right? This fucking place where there's been all kinds of scumfuck behavior from them going into your copies of Deus Ex and pulling out the fucking CD keys that you got, to make sure that nobody got a digital incentive of any kind. Right. Well, all of that now comes to a head where you're like, that's just like annoying in a video gaming context. That's just an annoying thing to do to people that buy video games. This is like morally and ethically deplorable to the umpteenth maximum. And
so
like you apparently
all stores are closed as of right now.
Yeah, that's what they announced. That's what I said. The attempt to save face was we're close. We're gonna close all stores. Yes.
Right after you sell all your copies of Doom Eternal, Animal Crossing.
Right. So we'll see, and that's the attempt. That's the attempt. Now Reggie joining, of course. I described it, I believe, last week as him diving, halo jumping into the burning ship, filling up his sacks with gold, and diving out before it hits the ground. Now might be an actual decent time to just Grandpa Simpson the situation.
You know what? Maybe I don't need to help you guys. Maybe you guys got this all by yourselves.
All right, I'm about to head out, says SpongeBob as he gets up off the couch. It's not the worst, craziest situation for a dude like that to jump in, look, right, give it the nice community, the apartment's on fire, and Donald Glover is like, oh dear God, I just went for pizza, what happened? And then, as long as Reggie doesn't say anything, because he hasn't even started his job yet, then he can just 180, put the hat back on, and just fucking deuces, teleport out, moonwalk, whatever you got to do, and just peace out. And not
I would like to say goodbye to everyone right now. It was great to work here.
Now Reggie is, possibly bored in retirement and might actually be the type that's like, I love a challenge. Maybe he wants to take on hard mode, you guys. But if we want to continue thinking about Reggie in a positive manner, and I think he's not an idiot, you kind of have to read the situation and get the fuck out. This is at the forefront of the most toxic fucking companies right now based on this type of behavior. And if he doesn't want to go down with the ship, he's gotta, while the while the quartet is playing and saying, "Gentlemen, it's been a pleasure," Reggie needs to fucking load up that jetpack and just blast the fuck off and land on the iceberg.
It's about as bad as it gets.
Yeah.
It really is just about as bad as it fucking gets.
Yeah. So that's the state of game. Stop. Now, of course,
Appropriately named. Took a little while to
just one last job. Oh no! Damn it, Reggie.